Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
After several recent crimes in the area, multiple suspects are on the loose. The Vista Inn in South Fargo is the latest in a spree of unanswered crimes, with police continuing to search for who's responsible. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We just learned from the hotel worker who was held up last night that 4 people were involved. This picture was given to us by the employee. He says 3 men and 1 woman were hanging around the lobby when one approached the desk, said he had a gun, and demanded money. Police were called just before 11 last night. Officers say the suspects left without any money, and they think a car may have been waiting outside. Police have released a description of the man who approached the hotel worker. They describe him as a black man in his late teens or early 20s, wearing a gray shirt and white shorts. But that isn't the only case waiting to be solved. Earlier this month, a Taco John's employee was shot during an armed robbery. It happened along 32nd Avenue South, just west of 25th Street. The suspects have not been caught, but police continue to look for 2 black men around 5 feet 10 inches tall, about 150 pounds, with short dark hair. Both were wearing masks, face masks. And a Dairy Queen employee was also injured earlier this month after a robber came through an unlocked back door to the restaurant. The robber had a knife, and police say he got into a fight with a female employee. The employee threw the cash drawer at the man and struggled with him before he grabbed some money and took off. In that case, police are looking for a man in his mid-20s, possibly Hispanic, with dark hair and a scruffy, unshaven face. At the time of the robbery, he was wearing a blue and white flannel shirt and baggy blue jeans. West Fargo Police Chief Michael Wrighton says it's possible there may not be charges filed in the Owen Skoji case. Chief Wrighton says he hopes they'll find who's responsible for the murder, but until they receive the report, they can't start the investigation. He says not having a suspect is always a possible outcome. The police department is waiting for the Hennepin County medical examiner to send over the full autopsy report. 2 weeks ago, a preliminary autopsy report for 6-month-old Owen Skoji had ruled his death a murder. Skoji died after being found unresponsive at a West Fargo daycare. An autopsy report has been released on the Minnesota teenager who died after undergoing a common dental procedure. Examiners say 17-year-old Sydney Gallagher from Eden Prairie died from lack of oxygen to the brain caused when she suffered cardiac arrest while getting her wisdom teeth removed. The autopsy lists her manner of death as undetermined because what couldn't be ruled out is the role the medication played during the surgery. The family announced that Sydney was an organ donor and may help up to 60 people improve the quality of their lives with her gifts. Kids were taking over the Capitol today, taking part in a relay race for early learning education. Families say these programs ensure their kids are taken care of from the start to the finish. Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer explains.
First, guys, set, go!
It was a race to the finish for a group of youngsters on the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol, drawing attention to an even bigger race, the one for funding early childhood programs before the budget passes, programs that changed the lives for many moms here.
I have a 7-year-old and Lucas, and we had a really hard time trying to find affordable childcare in Arlington, and so this really hits home for us.
And for Sheila Arias, Early Head Start took in her 18-month-old daughter after Sheila lost her job and couldn't afford the fees of daycare.
Just go back and have those bad memories when my kids didn't have food, when we didn't have the money to pay rent. I was out of my apartment.
The moms and dads were joined by a group called Moms Rising, a grassroots organization that works for security for all families.
Many families are trying to struggle with the costs of childcare, which in many states exceeds the cost of college.
And they're not alone in their fight.
This will make a difference in the lives of millions of Americans.
Members of Congress like North Carolina Congressman David Price and New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand were there showing their support for these programs. Gillibrand says as a mother, she knows the difference they can make.
To learn your letters before you go to kindergarten, your ability to succeed as a child through education and throughout your life is enhanced.
In Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer, Valley News Live.
With the budget deadline nearing, members of Congress have to make a decision on what cuts to make. We have breaking news now out of the Northern Valley. A 9-year-old boy from McLeod, North Dakota is dead, the victim of an ATV crash. Investigators say it happened around 10 this morning on the south side of the Grand Forks Air Force Base. They say he was driving a four-wheeler in the area of a construction project where his father was working. He lost control and it rolled. The boy, whose name is not being released, died at Altru Hospital. He was not wearing a helmet. It feels more like fall out there with our slightly cooler temperatures. Are they here for the long haul? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson for the latest. Hutch?
No, we will warm up again, as we'll talk about in the extended planner. But for tonight, the wind and the cool will remain. And in fact, the coolest of the air is on its way. Yet we have wind gusts over 20 miles per hour still rearing their head across the valley. Expect the breezy conditions to continue. You can see the cooler temperatures pushing in from the Devil's Lake Basin, where we have fallen into the 50s. Holding on to near 80, though, in Sisseton, 75, Fergus Falls and Wadena. Detroit Lake's not bad, 73 degrees. Thunder and lightning moving into Wisconsin. Some light showers of rain dancing along the northern border tonight. For Fargo, I think we stay dry, albeit cloudy. The wind will gradually decrease once we get past sunset, but expect a cool night. And I do have to mention we have some frost in the forecast for some. I'll have details on where and how long it sticks around and when the warm weather returns.
Good news,
yes.
huh?
Sure.
Thanks, Hutch. All right, here's a heads up for drivers. If you're in a hurry, you'll want to avoid Main Avenue in West Fargo. Crews are starting work on reconstructing a water main in that area. They started this morning. The connection requires underground roadway work, so crews need to temporarily close an intersection on the south side of Main Avenue. That's at the frontage road and 8th Street West. The closure will run through the weekend and into next week. It's an opportunity for you and your family to experience the benefits of volunteering. An event called Meet the Mission is underway right now at the Northlands Rescue Mission in Grand Forks. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us what it's all about and how your family can get involved.
The numbers are up. Some 120 men and women are currently living at the Northlands Rescue Mission. Tyler says he wound up here after a lot of bad decisions. He's now working full-time and hoping to turn his life around.
So are you working full-time now?
Yes.
Okay.
Between 40 to 50 a week.
Oh, really? So you're getting some money together and...
Oh yeah, just trying to help my family out right now, and then I'll be getting my own place.
In fact, 75% of the residents here have jobs. Meet the Mission is an opportunity for you to look around, meet folks, and find an area where you can use your talents to volunteer.
There's going to be really a lot of opportunities for volunteerism, and that's one of the things that we wanted to talk about with people tonight. We'll have people that can come in and help with getting jobs, writing resumes, mentoring in that kind of a way, helping people to get into housing, everything that it takes for somebody to move from where they're at now in their life to being independent.
There are all kinds of opportunities for you and your children to volunteer at the mission. They need people to help in the kitchen, serving as many as 400 meals a day. They also need help packing 500 backpack meals that are given to needy school kids every weekend.
A couple of staff, myself included, we bring our kids here and we'll help with meals. We'll sit and visit with residents. There's a lot of, if you can pack the kids plus bags, you can come down here, even just sweep a floor.
You think it's kind of a good lesson for your kids?
Yeah, it's really fun, and the residents here, are really great, really nice people.
In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
The Meet the Mission event runs until 7 o'clock tonight. Everyone is invited to stop by, look around, and learn how you can help, and you'll even get a free brat. It has consumed hours of debate in our nation's capital, and today in Moorhead, the term immigration takes on a new meaning for some. 70 people became American citizens today at MSUM, and it's quite the process for these new citizens to follow. They must be at least 18. They have to have legally lived in the U.S. for 5 years, be able to speak, read, write, and understand English, and they also have to know about our government and history.
The importance is to kind of get my voice heard. Democracy is very important for this country, and this is what the country has been founded on. I would like to, the importance of it is to get my vote out there and be heard.
The new citizens are from 30 different countries. Last year, nationwide, more than 650,000 people became naturalized citizens. Still ahead tonight, the new app that allows you to track Pope Francis's trip to the U.S. right in the palm of your hand.
Sneaking across the international border is some mighty chilly air. For some, frosty weather is in the forecast, but the heat does return. Details are coming up next.